Imagine this. You're in a conversation with a native English speaker. The words are flowing. Your confidence is high. You're not hesitating or translating in your head. You're simply speaking, naturally and freely. That's not a dream. That's a skill. And today, you're one step closer to mastering it. Welcome to Day 5 of your English Speaking Transformation Challenge. If you've been with us since the beginning, congratulations. You've already laid a solid foundation. You've shown commitment, courage, and curiosity. But today is about more than practice. Today, we explore the mindset, motivation, and techniques that turn simple repetition into real, lasting fluency. Before we begin, I want to ask a small favor. Tap the like button. It helps this video reach more learners like you. If you're serious about becoming fluent, hit subscribe so you never miss a future lesson. And drop a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from. What's your native language? What has been your biggest challenge when speaking English? I read every single comment and try to respond whenever I can. You're not just a viewer, you're part of a global learning family. Now let's jump in. This is the final push. And we're going to make it count. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I have to repeat the same English sentence again and again? At first glance, it might seem a bit boring, maybe even mechanical. You might feel like a parrot, just mimicking words without understanding. But here's the truth. What you're doing is far from robotic. In fact, you're training your brain, your muscles, your memory, and your confidence in a way that is incredibly powerful and long-lasting. Let's begin with what happens physically when you speak a language. Speaking is not just a mental process. It's also deeply physical. Your mouth, your tongue, your lips, and even your breath all have to work in harmony to produce the sounds of English. And just like someone learning to play the piano or trying to lift weights at the gym, your muscles need time and repetition to get used to new movements. When you shadow a sentence by repeating it out loud immediately after hearing it, you're not just saying the words. You're training your mouth to remember the right shape, the right rhythm, and the correct timing. This is what we call muscle memory. Muscle memory is not created overnight. It takes time, just like learning how to ride a bike. The first few times, you might fall or feel unsure. But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And one day, you'll speak English without needing to think too hard. That's the magic of shadowing. It doesn't just teach you words, it trains your body to produce language smoothly and confidently. Now, let's talk about another powerful benefit: pronunciation. English is full of subtle sounds, stress patterns, and connected speech. These are the things that textbooks often don't teach well. For example, in natural speech, native speakers don't always pronounce every word clearly and separately. They blend sounds, they stress some words more than others, and they often use intonation to express emotions or meanings. Shadowing allows you to hear and mimic all of these real-life elements. You start to notice that "what are you doing" sounds more like "what you doing" in a casual conversation. And your ears begin to pick up on how tone and rhythm shape the way English is actually spoken. So if you ever feel stuck in your English journey, or frustrated because you can understand but not speak, come back to shadowing. Let it be your daily habit. treat it like brushing your teeth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up. Speak the sentence. Feel the rhythm. Make the connection. And trust that every word you repeat is another brick in the foundation of your fluency. To summarize this section in spirit, not in structure, remember this. Shadowing is more than a method. It's a mindset. It's about building fluency through repetition, emotion, reflection, and action. And when done with consistency, it becomes a bridge between your learning and your living, between the English you study and the English you speak. So, as we continue today's challenge, speak each sentence not just with your voice, but with your heart. Let it resonate. Let it settle into your system. And watch your fluency begin to bloom. Affirmation. I am learning, growing, and becoming more confident every day. This affirmation isn't just a line to repeat. It's a declaration of your journey. When you say this aloud, you are reminding yourself that progress is happening now. You are not waiting to become confident one day in the future. You are becoming confident right now through consistent action. Let's break it down. The words learning, growing, and becoming create a strong rhythm. This triad structure emphasizes movement and transformation. They are all present participles, showing that the process is ongoing. In daily life, you might feel like you're not improving quickly enough. Maybe you fumble over words or forget vocabulary. That's completely normal. Fluency is not a straight line. It's a gradual unfolding. When you internalize this affirmation, it helps shift your focus from perfection to progress. Try saying this sentence every time before you study English. It acts like a mental warm-up, preparing your mindset for learning. It's also a great way to motivate yourself when you feel stuck. Here's how you can use this affirmation in conversation. I've been practicing English every day, and I really feel like I'm learning and growing. Pronunciation tip. Pay attention to the rhythm. Each part of the phrase should rise slightly in tone. Say it with conviction. Stress the key action words learning, growing, becoming. Practical application. Write this sentence at the top of your journal or notebook before each study session. Let it anchor your belief in your progress. Every small step I take brings me closer to fluency. Language learners often focus too much on big results. They want to sound fluent, understand everything, and speak without hesitation. But fluency is built through small daily actions. This sentence reminds you that the journey to fluency isn't made in leaps, but in steady steps. Every time you practice, listen, speak, or write, you are making progress. Even 5 minutes a day adds up. Imagine a staircase. You don't jump to the top. You climb it one step at a time. This affirmation is about celebrating those steps. In real life, you can say, I'm not fluent yet, but I know every small step is helping me improve. Pronunciation tip. Stress the phrase brings me closer. This gives the sentence a forward-moving energy. At the end of each day, reflect on one small step you took, listened to a podcast, repeated a sentence, learned a new word, record it in a notebook. Over time, you'll see how far you've come. Affirmation. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going. This is a mindset shift. Perfection can be paralyzing. Many learners hesitate to speak because they fear making mistakes. But the truth is, perfection is not required. Progress is. This sentence helps you give yourself permission to be human. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are signs of effort. When you say this aloud, feel the freedom in those words. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to grow. In conversation, this might look like, I know I make mistakes, but I don't let that stop me. I just keep going. Pronunciation tip. Emphasize keep going. Say it with energy, as if you're encouraging yourself forward. Practical application. Each time you notice yourself being hard on your English, repeat this affirmation. Use it as a reminder that progress is more important than perfection. Affirmation. My voice matters, and I will use it with confidence. Many learners stay silent not because they lack vocabulary, but because they doubt their voice. They think their accent is a problem, or that they'll sound foolish. But your voice matters. Your ideas matter. English is just the tool. When you say this affirmation, you're reclaiming your power. You're giving yourself permission to be heard. In daily use, you might say, even if my English isn't perfect, I have something important to say. Pronunciation tip. Practice the phrase with confidence. Let it be strong and clear. Speak aloud even when you're alone. Record yourself reading a paragraph or answering a question. Get used to the sound of your voice in English. Affirmation. Speaking English is a journey, and I'm on the right path. It's easy to compare yourself to others. Maybe you know someone who learned English faster, or someone who sounds more fluent, but language is not a race. This affirmation reminds you that your journey is unique, and as long as you're moving forward, you're doing great. In conversation, you could say, sometimes I feel behind, but I remind myself that I'm on the right path. Pronunciation tip, stress. Right path. Let it carry a sense of certainty. Write a short paragraph about your English journey. Where did you start? What challenges have you overcome? Reflect on your path. Take a deep breath. Smile. You've just completed 5 days of focused, mindful speaking practice. And that's not a small thing, it's a major win. You didn't just shadow English. You trained your mindset, your confidence, and your belief in yourself. But here's the truth. This is not the finish line. It's the doorway to the next phase of your English-speaking journey. So what happens now? This is the part where you truly make progress stick. Let's talk about how to keep the momentum going. Start by repeating the challenge. Yes, go back to day 1 and begin again. Why? Because each round builds deeper fluency. The first time, you were just getting used to the rhythm. The second time, you'll start feeling the flow. The third time, you might just surprise yourself by how natural it feels. Repetition isn't boring. Repetition is mastery. Another powerful next step is to record yourself. I know it can feel a little strange hearing your own voice, but it's one of the fastest ways to grow. When you listen to yourself from day 1 and compare it to now, you'll notice progress. Your pronunciation is sharper. Your confidence sounds clearer. Your energy is more alive. And when you hear that difference, it will motivate you to keep going. Now, don't stop at solo practice. Find someone to talk to. It could be a language exchange partner, a speaking group online, or even a friend who's learning too. Real conversations are where your skills come alive. You'll realize quickly that your speaking is more ready than you thought. Every conversation builds courage. And now, I want to hear from you. Go to the comments and tell me what sentence today hit you the hardest. Which one made you stop and think? Which one gave you a little spark? Your reflections matter. They're not just feedback for me, they're inspiration for everyone reading. And if this 5-day challenge helped you, let me know if you'd like more. I love creating resources that really support your learning, and your comments shape what comes next. Do you want longer challenges, more sentence breakdowns, real-life speaking scenarios? I'm here to build those tools for you. As we wrap up, let's take this moment to really appreciate how far you've come. You didn't just say sentences. You showed up with intention. You practiced with purpose. You spoke with belief. So keep going. Keep showing up. Keep becoming. You are not just learning English, you're becoming the version of yourself who is brave, expressive, and fluent. And the world needs to hear that voice. Until next time, keep smiling, keep practicing, and never forget you've got this. See you in the next video.